Hi everybody, Eric Brown, MOBO-Media, MOBO-Media. Hey, I thought I'd hop on here, man, and talk about a subject that is all too familiar with a lot of families, and that is family history and trying to hold on to old family traditions and things like that. I consider myself an old soul. I'm a 56-year-old man, but hell, I feel like I'm an 85-year-old man in a 56-year-old's body, and part of that is because, I was raised around a lot of older folks, and for some reason, I always tend to find myself around older folks. Not around them when they were having inappropriate conversations or anything like that, but around them when I was getting these great nuggets of invaluable life lessons and life information, particularly from my own people, from my own elders and uncles and aunts and nieces. Aunts and grandmother and grandfather and folks like that. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm a huge proponent of the family, particularly even within my own family. I'm a huge proponent of maintaining the integrity of the family. That's so important. Maintaining the integrity of the family. And some of the things I do to try to, keep our family's memory alive and the memory of those that came before us alive is to, do things such as, reintroduce old photos, old documents. Whether if they served in the military, I may reintroduce military documents. If they, if they lived in a certain location, I'm going to share that information with the rest of the family members. I think that stuff is important. I think it's important that we never lose sight of any of that, because our family, we got to where we are today through the struggles of those that came before us. And I think we owe it to them to give them their flowers, even though for a lot of them, we couldn't give them their flowers while they were here, obviously. But I like to do things, man, with my family. I like to, from time to time, I'll put together family reunions, a lot of times, obviously family reunions are a time for families to get together and bond and, and really show love to one another. And for me, it's very therapeutic because family reunions to me are times when you always leave those events lifted in spirit under God's watchful eye. So I love family reunions. I look forward to our next family reunion. We were supposed to have had it, I think, this month, but I had to hold off on it because some other things I have going on. But I think it's important to hold on to family values and to continue to, be a part of things like family reunions. Even if you can't do a family reunion, do a family prayer day or do a family picnic. Set up a family call on FaceTime or something like that, on a Zoom call, If you can't do that, just out of the blue, just send the family notes and letters and cards and things like that. But it's so important to maintain the integrity of the family, maintain the integrity of the family. Other little fun things I like to do. Recently, I came across and I'm sure y'all familiar with all these things, an AI app that brings photos to life. And so I played around with a couple of them. One I found, it was okay. Sometimes it changes the facial features a little bit, but man, for some of my relatives, man, they caught them dead spot on, man. It was like, wow. And so it's not that I want to taint the memory of those that came before me. I just want to give those that never met them a sense of what they were like, what they looked like, their mannerisms, those sorts of things. Even though AI can't totally capture the live individual, the live loving individual, it can at least give our young folks who never got a chance to meet these folks some semblance of who they were and why we are where we are today, because they were strong people. They were very strong people. Other things I like to do as a family. Years ago, I tried to do what's called a family newsletter. And I really put my heart and soul into it. I had an aunt that was working very closely with me on it, but the problem I ran into was I was doing things really that were in the Stone Ages, because at the time you had social media and you have newer technology. So why do paper-based newsletters? You can go online and go on Facebook, create a Facebook page. But at the time, I was not familiar with any of that. And I was in jobs and in positions career-wise where I could not deal with any of that. I had to kind of stay below the radar, so I couldn't get on social media. So I just decided to just nip it all in the bud. And so I came up with another idea. So the newsletter was great because I would send a newsletter out. I think I was doing it monthly, which may have been pushing it. I would send things out about special events in people's lives, like birthdays, baby showers, people's high school graduations, college graduations. Anybody got a certification, anybody did anything special. If someone knew how to do hair real good, we wanted that in the newsletter. We wanted to highlight the good within our family, and I'll continue to do that in other ways. So today, what I've found that's working, I really haven't gotten it off the ground like I really want to, is like a family Facebook page is one thing. I haven't really gotten it off the ground because personally, for me, I'm still getting used to the whole social media thing right now anyway. So I'm not just throwing myself into it because there's a lot of privacy concerns I have and a lot of concerns based on, some of the, just some of the vile things that people will do with your personal information, images, and things like that. Again, I do things and I'm involved with people that are in high positions, so I have to be very careful in what I put out to people and how I'm portrayed out to the public. But my family is so important to me, and we will continue to highlight the good in what we do. We'll continue to get together as a family. I encourage any family out there, if you're not doing something, do something, I did another video where I talk about how families are just not the same like they used to be anymore. And a lot of that has to do with the changing of the guard, so to say, the different, the different generations, the passing on of the older leaders, those family leaders, those strong family leaders that held on to those old school family values. Those folks have died off, man, or they are dying off. By the grace of God, we have plenty of them still here. And I ask any person out there that you have family members in your family that are older and they have anything to give, any bit of history or experience, anything, tap into that, man, because you can't read it in a history book. There's nothing like getting it, up front and personal. Another thing with family, one of the things with family we want to try to start doing in the future is having family events such as family cruises and family travels. And so lately I've been kind of talking to some members of my family, kind of slowly put it out there and asking who's got passports. But at some point I'll put it out there on a larger scale and ask the family members, hey, if y'all don't have a passport, you might want to consider getting one. Because in the future, I do plan on traveling with my family and offering opportunities to travel. Now, I do understand that for some folks are afraid of water. Some folks are afraid of flying. That's all good. But we're looking at all ways of travel. I was talking to my brother-in-law recently. We were talking about traveling by road, even getting one of the big RVs and family members get together and I don't know, drive to Vegas or drive to, I don't know, to Louisiana somewhere. Just it's not even about the drive. It's about the love. It's about the LOVE, not the DRIVE. So, but my family is a loving family. I'm a man that, by the grace of God, I was given some great seeds of love, because I wouldn't have been able to be a family man if the family wasn't put into me. And so, but the family is put into all of us. It just depends on how we want to take it. Every family is different. My family tended to be very close knit. I want to say we had a rather large family. It didn't start out so large, but it just kind of expanded, and we just ballooned, and now we're a very large family in Fort Worth, all parts of Fort Worth. That's why sometimes people ask me, what part of Fort Worth am I from? And I just tell them I'm from Fort Worth. I'm from all parts of Fort Worth. I got family in every corner of Fort Worth. And so, again, I encourage those out there to, if you're doing things with your family, that's great. And if you can impart information on others, I would ask you to share that information to other folks who may be looking for, better ways to maintain the integrity of their families. And so that is so important, particularly for the black community, But I certainly am not going to make it a race issue, because family is family. It doesn't have a color. But particularly for the black family, we have gone through some things. We went through slavery, and we went through where our families were torn apart. And so we're still coming to grips with what it means to maintain the integrity of a family. And so we've always been a close people and close families, even through trials and tribulations. But again, we're still coming to grips with some things that have happened through our families in the past, particularly with the what I would call almost the shuffling of our generation. And what I mean by that is that, there have been things that happen in the black community within families that, for some families, it will never be repaired. Particularly when you take innocent black men out of families, or you kill off innocent black men in families, man, you disrupt the trajectory of the family, the direction of the family. You disrupt that. And so, but again, that's our history. That's something that We own our history. We own our history. I own my history. And so through all of that, we have still been able to withstand the storms and try to maintain the families as best we could. We've always been a people that know how to get together and stick together. So with that, I'll let y'all go. This is Eric Brown, MOBO-Media. And at the end of the day, what I want to tell y'all is that there is nothing like family. There is nothing like family. At the end of the day, that's who's going to have your back. That's who's going to have your back, And I got to give a shout out to the mothers out there, man. The mothers out there, because, man, when I think of families, I think of the mothers. You know what I'm saying? I think of my own mother. I think of who's really going to be there, who's going to have an ear, who's going to have an unbiased ear. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be in the courtroom with you, when you're facing life sentence. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be with you at your worst moment when you've got some horrible medical diagnosis? It's mama, 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 mom, Mima, mammy. You know what I'm saying? T. Jones. You know what I'm saying? My old lady. You know what I'm saying? But mother, y'all are a blessing. And without y'all, there's no such thing as a family. With that, I'll let y'all go. This is Eric Brown, MOBO-Media, MOBO-Media. Please subscribe, share, like, and again, there's nothing like family. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.